The Capcom Cup groups have been announced. I'm going to quickly highlight which players in each group I think will be the most interesting to watch. As a quick note on the format, the groups are round robin. The top 2 advance to the bracket, but the second place gets put in loser side. Group A is an extremely stacked group. It's full of killers, and I think every game is going to be great. America is going to be cheering for Punk, and he is probably the favourite to win the group. That said, every player in this group has a chance to make it out. Salvatore is the clear underdog. He's not travelled much and is mostly an online player. In Group B, Noah is a must-watch. He's been on an absolute tear recently, and he plays the game unlike anyone else. NL is also an incredibly strong player with a long competitive history, and he came 4th place at last Capcom Cup. In terms of underdogs, Sai Nick has been dominant in his region but hasn't travelled before. There's also Salty Kid, an up-and-comer with potential to make an upset. In Group C, we've got to talk about JRBM and Tokido. At Red Bull Kumite, JRBM was a clear underdog and no one expected anything. He ended up beating Tokido, one of the gods of fighting games. JRBM and Tokido will face each other once again in Group C. This rematch is going to be a must-watch. My other pick from Group C is Kakaru. Despite being one of the best players last year, he didn't make it into the cup, but he's finally made it and he has potential to win the whole thing. Group D is going to be a lot of fun to watch. There's Blaz, a 15-year-old prodigy who I would not sleep on. There's also iDom, one of the best Street Fighter V players who's yet to have that much success in Street Fighter VI. Personally, I'll be rooting for Broski, who's representing the UK. You've probably seen his stream or his YouTube channel. It's hard to pick a clear favourite in this group and I'll be watching every game. In Group E, Menard is the first name that jumps to mind. He was super dominant last year and qualified early this year, so we haven't seen much from him. We don't even really know what characters he's going to play. Outside of him, Mr. Crimson, Fudo and Chris CCH are all very strong players. This is not going to be an easy group. Limestone and Diver I'm completely unfamiliar with. They're underdogs with their work cut out for them. In Group F, we have Big Bird and Shan, who are both legendary players that could take the whole thing. Oil King is another to watch out for. He hasn't had huge success in 6, but he was dominant in 5. I wouldn't count out Lashar, Jack or Uriel either. This is going to be a tight race. Group G is another stacked group. I would put Xiaohai as the favourite. There's also NuckleDu and Kaba, who are 2 of the strongest guiles in the world. A lot of people will be rooting for Nephew, and for good reason. He's had a strong season. I also wouldn't count out KillsU. KillsU is a strong player who qualified through France, which is a difficult region. In Group H, we have Angry Bird, who won the first Street Fighter VI EVO. He's now looking to take on Capcom Cup. Lexx is a strong guile who qualified out of the UK World Warriors, beating players like Ending Walker and Problem X. Then there's Shuto, who won the Singapore Premier, one of the most stacked events of the year. Finally, Kusanagi is one of the best Ryu players in the world. He started making a name for himself in 4, but skipped 5 completely. That's all the groups. There's so many great players this year and every group looks close. Let me know who you're rooting for in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and I'll see you all next time.